Joining us right now on the video stream, actually, is my guy, Karlo Zovko, W.P.I.A.L insider. Karlo, good morning. How you doing? I feel like you had to fire yourself yesterday. Obviously, you saw what we did yesterday on the Fan Morning Show, breaking the news of Aaron Rodgers coming to town. After surfing through all those tweets and everybody talking about it, I saw a tweet from W.P.I.A.L insider saying that you should fire yourself or you should get fired. There's a bunch of people trolling you. What the hell's going on?
Good morning. Thanks for having me on, Doran. I just want to put on record, I absolutely love Crowley. I do like poking people, so maybe I poked Crowley and he didn't like that. But I love Crowley. But yeah, sometimes you have to make the tough decision. I had to fire myself. I have succumbed to the burner Twitterverse. They are correct. I'm an idiot, and I had to fire myself from W.P.I.A.L Insider. I'm not sure who's gonna run W.P.I.A.L Insider, but fired, Dunzo, Gonzo. But no, I like poking fun at some things, but it's like I try to do a lot for the high school kids, and people think that it's a legit multi-person organization doing it. They're like, it's so well ran. I can't believe that they employ Karlo and he says these things. I'm like, you know what? I'll fire myself. See how well run it is with nobody else on it. So as soon as the guy said that, he ended up walking his words back. He was like, wow, that's impressive. I can't believe he does all that himself. It's like, not easy, brother. It's not easy, but I try to, my love for high school sports. I try to do the best I can. So, but yeah, sometimes I have a take. People don't like the takes. Sometimes a harsh truth can hurt, brother.
Well, you do a great job. I mean, you do a fantastic job. You've been doing this for a long time too. You've been doing it since you were a young kid, almost basically. Yeah. But you do a fantastic job. So don't worry about the trolls. I have a lot of questions. I was thinking, because Crowley had to leave, I was like, you know what? I kind of want to break this up with the Aaron Rodgers talk. And let's get an update with Karlo with W.P.I.A.L football. And I have some questions, because I asked you this maybe a couple weeks ago. I was like, do you think that it'll be open enrollment in Pennsylvania in the near future? And we had a little back and forth conversation about it. But I'm looking up, this past week, I've seen 8 dudes transfer schools. What is this all about? How is this happening? Please educate me on the process of how this is all going down now and how it will go down moving forward.
Yeah, so this is the main problem, and this is why some people are upset with me. I speak the truth, and sometimes people don't like the truth. It is what it is. According to the PIAA rules, which, in my opinion, they aren't changing for another 5 to 10 years. According to the PIAA rules, you are not allowed to transfer for even any small athletic intent. If you transfer for 99% academic or religious reasons or whatever, but 1% athletic reasons, you are ineligible. That is the rules. When people transfer, they are opening themselves up to being ineligible, either A, for the postseason, or B, for the playoffs, or the regular season, their entire year be out. And, all these guys are trying to transfer, and they want to do it for an Instagram post and to create buzz for recruiting. And I'm just letting you know, if there's an IG post or an interview or something like that with you transferring out there, they are going to use that in court, and they are going to shellac you in court, and you're going to be ineligible. Every listener knows you have 4 years to play high school football, and it goes by in an instant. The last thing I want to see is players and parents losing an entire year of eligibility, because it happens yearly, Doran. It happens yearly, and parents and players don't think it does. I'm trying to save them from themselves, and they make this argument, well, that's not how it should be. Florida, you can do this, and New Jersey can do this. Yeah, that's true. You can do that. It's open enrollment over there. That's not what it is in Pennsylvania. You play in Pennsylvania. So when I say that, people get very upset. And it's like, guys, I'm trying to look out for you. If I always, a lot of youth parents will hit me up hey, thinking about sending them to this school, thinking about doing this, thinking about doing that. I'm like, listen, you can do whatever you want to do. But I'm telling you, as soon as you enroll in that school, you need to be there for 4 years. There's no jump in schools, because you're going to jump and they're going to shellac you, and you're going to be ineligible for your entire year. I had one mother call me. She didn't like the new head coach that the school hired this year. There was one of 20 some head coaches hired, and she said, well, I'm going to enroll him into this school, and it's going to be I'll have a reason in court. I said, what's the reason in court? And she said, it's for my son's recruiting process and for his future. It's for it's for the betterment of his athleticism. I said, okay, whatever you just said, never say that again, because they will shellac. Like, that is 100% ineligible for his senior year. Do not say that. So she ended up, in my opinion, making the smart decision and keeping him in the school district. But I'm trying to save these parents from themselves, and it's these parents that, you know, they want their kids to be on IG and opposed to drum up recruitment. You want to drum up recruitment? Go on the camp circuit this summer. Dominate the camp circuit. That's how you drum up your recruitment. You know, an IG post about you transferring to be the starting running back at school X isn't going to drum up recruitment. So if anything, it'll deter it. You know, there was the W.P.I.A.L 2027 class was going to be one of the best classes in the last 10 years. Then as freshmen and sophomores, all these kids with Power 4 offers leave the entire Pittsburgh area, go to all these academies and private schools and all that. Well, guess what? All those offers dried up. Now the kids are trying to come back because they're either backups or the recruitment isn't where it's at, because all the Power 4 offers, like, oh, you transferred, it's not a committable offer anymore. They're trying to come back to the W.P.I.A.L. Well, what are these ADs telling the parents? The ADs like, we can't sign off on this. This is athletic reason. You're not going to be eligible to play. So now you're stuck in another state. You're not happy where you're at. And your recruitment got nuked. It's like a triple whammy. I'm trying to save these people from themselves. And, you know, there was somebody who disagreed with my take, and he said, well, you only want what's best for W.P.I.A.L football. And I do agree with that. I do want what's best for W.P.I.A.L football, and keeping all the kids in the W.P.I.A.L would be best for W.P.I.A.L Insider and for my enjoyment of the game. That person was 100% correct, but there can be two truths. There can be two truths. You know, one truth is I want what's best for W.P.I.A.L football. The other truth is I want these kids to play their high school football season. You only get 4 years. And if you're out as a junior or senior, that's devastating. That's absolutely devastating. That's the last thing I want. So, you know, people can come at it. It's okay. Hey, I'll be the bearer of bad news. I'll give the harsh truth. If you enroll to school, you better stay, because the P.I.A.L will come down on you, and that's just facts. That's just reality. Now, they play by their rule book.
Is NIL playing a factor in high school football now at all?
So a little bit, and here's the deal with that. Kids get offers young, Power 4 offers young. If you're a 4-star, 5-star recruit, you're going to make a couple $100,000 to sign that dotted line for NIL. So
I'm saying for like high school, for like guys for players transferring, like is there anybody out there, like say there's a big investor or a big wealthy person that's, you know, in a community that wants one of the top kids in the W.P.I.A.L. Have you seen any of that happening at all?
There is a little bit of that. That's very, very that's an outlying situation, but yeah, there's definitely a school, and, you know, I have no problem naming names. Swickley Academy, you know, is bringing kids in, and that's for hoops, that's for football. Hey, they're an academy, they're a non-boundary school. You're allowed to do it. Go ahead and do it. But when you transfer, that's like, if you bring them in as a 9th grader, it's no problem. You know, Central Catholic's been doing it. Not Central Catholic's not giving NIL. Seton LaSalle's not giving NIL. Bishop Canavan's not giving NIL, and neither is Swickley. I don't think Swickley is either. But yeah, there are some people that want to invest in their sports programs, and that's, hey, like, come to Swickley and be on scholarship. And hey, also we have a co-op with Moon Football, who's 5A football, who is really, really good. All of a sudden, it starts to be a little bit interesting. You know, if you're a parent and you don't like the public school that you're going to, like me, I'm a Baldwin kid. I didn't like Baldwin. I went to Central Catholic. So I know exactly where these people are coming from. You want the betterment for your son. I have no problem with that. The only problem I have is transferring him as a junior or senior. It's going to be costly. It's not worth the risk. But yeah, I would say Moon is definitely ruffling some feathers. I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. I really don't care. The talk of the W.P.I.A.L is Moon. I mean, some people, you know, calling it Moon Academy right now for football. But guess what? They're building a brand new stadium. They're building a brand new facility. Moon football is going to be awesome. I love what Moon is doing.
Yeah, Ryan Lynn's a good coach.
I think that's really cool. Yeah, Brian Lynn is an awesome man. He runs a great program. I love that they're investing in football. We need more schools to invest in football. That's why I don't have a problem naming names. Hey, you want to build a football powerhouse? Let's rock and roll, baby. Let's go take everybody on. Let's go play the teams out in Ohio and in Philly and all that and beat them to a pulp. I'm good with that. But transferring as a senior and junior, I don't like that. I like the clean break from 8th grade to 9th grade. You jump ship. A clean break makes sense, and the PIAA allows a clean break. The transferring, that's the no bueno stuff right there.
So let's talk about some of the top players to keep an eye out for in the W.P.I.A.L. Aiden Wright in my neck of the woods, South Fayette, just got an offer. He's a freshman. He's a freshman right now. He's going to be a sophomore. He's a running back, defensive back. He just got an offer from Pitt. I think this is around his 5th or 6th offer. Marty has that program humming. I mean, they just dropped down to 4A, so look out. They could win 4A this year. They have a lot of good players in that program.
Oh, they're primed.
Yes.
Yeah, they're primed. I love Aiden Wright. He was all over my highlight show. I do a highlight football show every Sunday. Aiden Wright, I'm like, who is this kid? He's like breaking 80, 90-yard touchdown. I'm like, I've never heard of this kid. And I look him up. I'm like, oh, he's a freshman. That's why I've never heard of him. And yeah, he's gonna be a kid where if he stays on this trajectory, he'll probably sign for some money at NIL come signing day. If he stays on this trajectory, still have 3 years. Archie Collins Jr. at Montour, same thing as Aiden Wright. I mean, those guys are young ballers that get things done. Marino Graham out in Newcastle,
another young guy.
Newcastle, watch out! The Canes are back. Baby.
Jeez.
The Canes are back. Coach Muzzy got them cooking. But, the talk of the town, and if you haven't seen them play, you got to go see them. Come on, Spell from McKeesport. 5-star, top 10 player in the entire country. Best player since Terrell Pryor. You watch him play, and you're just mesmerized. And I'm not going to say he's better than Pryor, but, Phil Jerkovic was really good. Phil wasn't on Pryor's level, though. Phil was close.
Mm-hmm.
This is the closest to Pryor we have been. And Kamon has to win a championship. He has to go on a run like Pryor did.
Yeah.
But he has a chance to do so. He's committed to Georgia. Terry Smith sends me, he runs a 4.3 940 at their camp. He's 210 pounds. I mean,
he looks the part.
He does it all. He's awesome. If you want to go to a game this year, go to a McKeesport game because he's must-see TV, man.
Boo Boo Armstrong, quarterback out of Hopewell, and Gabe Jenkins, and 2 other players that I've been keeping my eye out on as well.
Boo Boo's awesome. He's a kid, stayed loyal to Hopewell. He went to Hopewell. Hopewell, Coach Monty's at Hopewell is doing one heck of a job. Got hired there 2 years ago. Boo Boo stays loyal to Hopewell. Because in Beaver County, those addresses very close to each other in Beaver County. You could be in Central Valley, you can be in Aliquippa, it just depends on what street you're at. He stays loyal to Hopewell, and boy, him and Coach have really ignited the fires here and has Hopewell cooking. They're definitely a contender in 3A. They're going to be fun to watch. And who is the other one that you said?
Gabe Jenkins.
Oh, Gabe Jenkins.
Beast.
Gabe is awesome.
Beast.
He's they're at a Monty Christian. It's Propel Braddock now is what they're going. Propel and Monty Christian. Yeah, Gabe Jenkins is another one. It's going to be a dogfight between Pitt and Penn State for his recruitment. Both have him like number 1 on their board. Colorado, Coach Prime's calling him the heavy. He's another one. You go and shake his hand. He was on our KDK radio show last year. I introduced myself and shake his hand. His hand was like a grizzly bear paw. I'm like, you're 16? Holy smoke. Like, your hand's a grizzly bear, brother. But yeah, Gabe's another good one. And I need to give a shout out to my guy, Coach Leroy Johnson. Franchise is what they call him. Wherever he goes, that man wins.
Yes, he does. Absolutely. Karlo, this is great, man. This is great. We're going to have to do it again in a couple months, and we'll probably do it again right before the start of the season. You're the man, and don't let the trolls get you down, man.
Oh, never. I love the trolls. Thanks for having me, Doran.
You got it. There he goes. Karlo Zovko, W.P.I.A.L. Insider.